Hi, this is Jack from Alpha Charts with a stocks to watch video. Today is January 23rd, 2022. Before we get started, this video is for informational purposes only. These are not recommendations to buy, sell, or hold any stock or security. Buy or hold positions in some of the equities mentioned. Know your time frame and risk tolerance. All right, so looking at the Qs, it's been absolute waterfall down, right? I mean, I think there's a good chance that we get a bounce in this particular area and then maybe the final leg down, which would make sense around this 341, 342. That's just one possible scenario. Another one is that we could cut right through here and not even care about this bounce. And the last scenario is that it could bounce and just keep going up, right? So those are all possible scenarios. And maybe it turns into some type of potential head and shoulders right here, right? That's a possibility too. Anyway, that's all in my state of the market video, which you could catch on my YouTube channel. And it's produced every Saturday. Okay. But let's get started with stocks to watch. I have 18 names for you today. And now the market's in a downtrend. So the problem with doing a stocks to watch video is that I'd be very cautious in entering any of these names. They are holding up well. And they're they're above all their moving averages and everything that's required to make this list, but the market itself is pretty gross right now. So just be careful if you have to trade. Again, do it small and watch your risk. Okay, but let's start. So the first bunch are going to be a bunch of staples like Pepsi. Yeah, I mean, just a nice slow steady march higher. Is not going to move real fast on you, but it's doing well. Kind of wicky here, so just be careful of that. And we got earnings coming up in less than a month. So it's Pepsi, Hershey's. Again, a lot of consumer staples coming up here. And TradingView is not responding. Try one more time. There it is. All right. There's Hershey's. Again, my internet probably just went down or something. Let's find out. There it is. Beautiful. Again, grind higher, earnings coming up. Yeah, I mean, again, I would use a shorter term moving average. Definitely nothing further than the 23 day. And decent risk reward there, 3% to the 23 day. PG, Procter Gamble. Again, these are all kind of wicky because the market just isn't right. If it breaks and holds above here, it already had earnings, paid its dividend already. Break and hold above 165-ish. Yeah, that makes sense, maybe. CHD, Church and Dwight Company. Again, just all staples right now. Yeah, I mean, if you're into it, great. Again, doesn't really excite me very much. I'd rather be in cash personally. But again, I'm just sharing ideas today. KMB. This is KimberlyClark. They do like paper towels and stuff. Nice bottom here, right? I mean, this is good to see. You got earnings coming up on the 26th, so this week. But I love this pattern. It looks great. It's one, if it was a growth name and didn't have earnings, I'd be all over it. But yeah, strong looking name here. KMB. Kellogg's. K. Yeah, another very similar looking pattern. Pretty strong name. Earnings coming up. Be careful for that. General Mills. Again, a couple cereal stocks. Grinding higher. This back here has been the prior top in 2016. So yeah, maybe it gets there. It's not that much of a distance here. Yeah, I mean, if that's for you, go for it. Smuckers. Or Smucker, James Smucker. The breakout came back. Was trying to consolidate, retest, a little bit loose in this. So I think it needs to tighten up a little bit. But overall, strong, nice look to the chart in general. Again, I would like to see it tighten up just a little bit. And BTI, British Tobacco, strong move up here from the beginning of December, and now it's consolidating. So definitely something to watch. This was probably the best chart we've seen so far. It's up 30%. And then a nice consolidation here. If this continue, let the moving averages catch up. Maybe it continues higher. Earnings on the 11th. All right, that was my 9 staples. The next bunch is kind of varied of what's been just holding up. First one is PVG. And let's go and just take a look at this one. You know, it's near all-time highs. It's above all the supply. So, I mean, I like that as far as a place to manage risk against. You know, if it breaks out of this 1475-ish area, you know, there's a place to manage risk, right? That's all we can do here is manage risk. Earnings not till March, which is kind of nice to see, a little bit of time. Maybe it needs to build a handle here. Maybe it's starting to build a handle here. So a few days of that and then a breakout, that could be, you know, nice. Let's just something like that, right? There's your cup, little handle, breakout. That's a PVG on BKR, Baker Hughes. Again, a nice looking base here, right? Nothing to be upset about with that. You got earnings out of the way. That's nice to see. And a nice little consolidation right here. Let's just zoom in on that. Yeah, that looks pretty good to me. So Baker Hughes, if it can break out above, you know, $27.75, $28, something like that, that would look pretty good. PBR. Love this little kind of breakout here out of this pattern. You know, needs to consolidate, which is doing, letting the moving averages catch up. And then you have some room to the $16 range, right? So that's a nice move, right? 1250-ish to 17, 16. Not bad. That's PBR. XOM. Again, kind of breaking out of this base. There's maybe some supply back here. If it's still there, probably is. It's not too far ago. But maybe it washed out here, right? Maybe all this supply dumped in here and in here. That's a possibility too. So taking the chart on its full merit, you know, nice move here. Now the consolidation piece, let the moving averages catch up. And again, earnings February 1st, so that's real soon. Next up is PGR. You know, let's go and just move this over here. And, you know, so it's a breakout, it's a retest. If this area holds, now this is the place to manage risk against. If it fails, you know, using the, you know, 105-ish area, that's not too bad. It's a very, you know, roughly 3%, 2.5% lower. Good risk reward there, right? If this does hold, it's great. Earnings though, January 26th, according to TradingView. BDX, Becton Dickinson. I believe they make syringes, among other things, healthcare equipment. Again, I've kind of a choppy, gross looking chart, to be honest with you. And yet earnings coming up February 3rd. But again, you have a area here that you say, okay, this is the area I can manage risk against. It goes back a full year, which is kind of nice. And now it's trying to break out. Maybe needs to consolidate into earnings, and then we get an earnings gap. We'll see. It's BDX. Next up, NOC. Northrop Grumman. Strong looking name in the aerospace industry. Again, has a cupish handle, not quite symmetrical, so it's kind of weird looking. And a little bit on the wicks here. Earnings coming up. I would definitely wait till after earnings and watch for the potential breakout. Welltower, WELL. You know, this is looking pretty good right here, right? So you had this right side of whatever this is, base, I guess we'll call it. And even we go across here, is trying to get back to this area, and that is all-time highs. It looks like. Let's go to weekly. Looks great. You see, I've watched this one in the past. Looks great, but just needs to break out at this point, right? If it breaks out to all-time highs, 90 above 92-ish or so. I mean, this could keep running. It's a well tower. And last one in this group is Dominion. All right, so here's Dominion Energy name, utility. Yeah, I mean, it's trying to break out. That's it, right? That's it. So there we go. Those are my stocks to watch. Again, as you can tell, I was not very enthused by this week's list. It's a lot of staples. It's some energy names, which aren't bad, actually. A few others sprinkled in there. If you liked one of these trades and you know where to manage risk, go for it, man. Make it your own. But the market isn't healthy right now, as you can see by the Qs, equal weight Qs. It has potentially more to go. Now, don't be surprised if you get some kind of counter trend rally. Let the moving averages catch up, and then it finishes its way down to maybe this area. We'll see. Anyway, so just be careful out there. Cash is a position. Trade smaller if you're going to trade, in my opinion. And again, good luck this week. Take care.